Stephanie Free for CGTN. I am in central Tel Aviv, right smack in the middle of the city, and I'm standing on a bridge. The reason that I'm here, today in Israel marks a Holocaust Remembrance Day. That is the day that the people in Israel commemorate the 6 million Jews who were killed as a result of Nazi Germany's actions during World War II. So today, Thursday, people in Israel, it's a somber day, and in a few minutes here up on this bridge, why am I here? In a few minutes here, there's going to be an air raid siren that sounds throughout this entire country. When that sounds, Gil, who's running the camera right now, he's going to show you, I'm going to pretty much get kind of quiet, and he's going to show you that all the traffic that you see here on the highway, behind me, Gil, you can show them because we're standing overlooking a bridge on the highway, but we're also right here, like on a main thoroughfare. People are going to stop, they're going to get out of their cars, and they're going to stand for moments of silence. Now, when those sirens start, I'm going to get kind of quiet. I may say a few words, but you're going to basically see how the entire country comes to a standstill to commemorate the Holocaust, the victims of the Holocaust. Just for a little background here, Holocaust Memorial Day, or Remembrance Day, began Wednesday night at sundown. That's last night. And since then, restaurants, pubs, venues of entertainment venues have all been shut down. It's a somber day. It's a solemn day. Music on the radio is very solemn, very quiet, and that's about a 24-hour period. Now, the remembrance of the Holocaust started officially in Israel. It was passed by a law that every year there will be a Remembrance Day, and that law passed in 1959. Just so to give a reminder, in 1945, that's when the Soviets liberated the biggest death camp of Jews in Poland, Auschwitz. So it took from 1945 till about 1959, Israel established a law commemorating Holocaust Day every single year. But the first one that was actually the first memorial or Holocaust Memorial Day was in 1949. That was 4 years after the liberation, the end of the war. It just became law about 10 years later. There are state ceremonies, official ceremonies throughout the country to mark the Memorial Day. That includes in Jerusalem, we're in Tel Aviv, as a reminder, and also at schools and different facilities, official facilities throughout the country. We're just waiting here, and here we are. This is the siren starting. Gil is going to show you what's happening here. 2 minutes of silence with the air raid sirens running and people stopping. That also happens throughout Israel on Memorial Day for fallen soldiers who have been killed in wars, in attacks, and so on and so forth. Let's go back a little bit into the history of what we just saw, why we saw that. So that was to commemorate, of course, the 6 million Jews killed during World War II, during the Holocaust at the hands of Nazi Germany. I'll give you a little bit of population here in Israel. There was, according to Israel Census Bureau, at the end of 2016, there were 186,000 Holocaust survivors still living in Israel. The estimation is that by the year 2035, there will only be about 26,000 Holocaust survivors, those who went through the camps, went through the atrocities of Nazi Germany, still alive. Now, the important part of remaining survivors, the important part of why is this commemoration important? Why does it happen every year? It's because certainly it's a motto of never forget, never again, and never forget. Of course, those who were there will never forget, but as they die out, the concern is there's no one left firsthand to tell the stories of what they experienced, what they went through, what they saw. Now, certainly, the Nazis attempted to erase what was happening during World War II with the Jews. As they started losing, as they were losing the war toward 1945, they started burning things, documents. They started burning facilities where they were killing the Jews. And then toward 1945, they forced Jews to go on what are called death marches, to march west away from concentration camps so that there wouldn't be evidence of basically the crematoriums and of killing Jews. But in 1945, when the Soviets came in and liberated Auschwitz, which is in Auschwitz in Poland, the biggest Nazi death camp that was in existence, although thousands had been forced on these death marches and were not in the camps any longer, what they found there were thousands of people who were emaciated, starving to death. They also found thousands, hundreds of thousands of men's suits. They found more than 800,000 women's outfits. And then the chilling number, the chilling statistic here is that the Soviet troops, when they came into the Auschwitz death camp, found 14,000 pounds of human hair. Now, again, the motto here, never forget, never again. That's a motto lived by here, especially because there is Holocaust denial that goes on, which is a form of denying that the Holocaust ever happened, that it's a made-up or fictitious story in some circles. And as far as Israel is concerned, as far as the Jews are concerned, that can't happen. The denial can't happen because, according to the late 1800s Spanish philosopher George Santayana, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it, and certainly, obviously, no one would want to see any sort of similar repeat of that past. Again, I'm Stephanie Freed here on CGN, also on Twitter, Facebook, Weibo, all CGTN applications. This is Holocaust Memorial Day. I'm signing off from Tel Aviv, Israel. Thank you.